Hello everyone, today I'd like to present the process of creating a simplified version of the classic Snake game, which I've named Baby Snake. This version includes a player-controlled snake that moves towards a goal, and each time the snake reaches the goal, the game gets faster. So the first step is to set up the world. The canvas size was set to 400 x 400 pixels, and I defined two key elements here, player and goal. The player is represented by the blue rectangle, starting in the top left corner of the world at coordinates 0 and 0, which is the left top corner. The size of the player is 20 x 20 pixels, while the goal is represented by a red rectangle, initially placed at coordinates 300 x 300. At 360, 360. Like the player, the goal is also 20 x 20 pixels, so which is the right bottom corner. So here is the code for the setup. This ensures that the player and the goal are visually distinct and ready for interaction. So the second step is to animate the player. At the start of the game, the player always moves to the right. The animation loop uses the canvas.move function to update the player's position by 20 pixels in the current direction. So here's how the animation loop is structured. This ensures smooth movement and keeps the game running in real time. The third step is to handle key presses. To make the game interactive, I added functionality to control the player's direction using the arrow keys. The canvas.getLastKeyPress function detects the last key pressed by the user. Based on the key, the direction of movement is updated to left, right, up, and down. And here is the relevant code. This allows the player to navigate the world freely using the keyboard. The fourth step is to detect collisions. It was an important part of the game logic. I added checks to detect if the player went out of bounds. If the player's position exceeded the canvas size or become negative, the game would end, and the score would be displayed. So here is how I handled collision. This ensures that the game ends peacefully when the player moves outside the boundaries. And the last step is to move the goal. To keep the game engaging, I added logic to randomly move the goal each time the player reaches it. When the player's position matches the goal's position, the goal is relocated to a random position on the canvas, ensuring that its coordinates are always multiples of 20. So here's the code of moving the goal. This also increases the scores and speeds of the game, adding a layer of challenge. While working on this project, I also brainstormed some potential extensions to make the game exciting. The first one is speed increases. So each time the goal is reached, the game gets faster by reducing the delay in the animation loop. So my future idea is that if I have learned more complex description in Python, I'll add obstacles to avoid, and also print the score each time the player reaches the goal. And if possible, I will keep a leaderboard for high scores. So throughout the project, I encountered several challenges, especially in ensuring smooth movement and handling edge cases like collisions. However, this was a fantastic learning experience that strengthened my understanding of animation loops, event handling, and game logic. So the game was like this. If we press the run button, the blue box will start to move right, and we can control its movement by pressing the button of moving up, down, right, and left. When the blue box meets the red box, then one score is added. So in the terminal, there will be some kind of wording indicating that you have gained 1 mark. So that's the end of my implementation of the Baby Snake game, and I think it was a rewarding experience to build this step by step, and I look forward to adding more features in the future. So thank you for listening.